Hi, I'm Sandhi, and this is Yoga Talks with Sandhi. Today, I want to talk to you about jealousy. Jealousy is not talked about very often, but it is a common human emotion, and it's something that we may be embarrassed about, but unless we pull it out from under the rock and bring it into the light, how can we learn how to deal with it? So I was reading a book called The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron, and she spends only 1.5 pages talking about jealousy. But her teachings on jealousy were so interesting, and she actually gives actions about what to do about jealousy that I wanted to share them with you. First, what does yoga say about jealousy? So yoga, when most people think of yoga, they think of the poses and the asanas. Actually, there are 8 limbs of yoga, or 8 branches of yoga. Asana is the 4th branch of yoga, but the very first branch is called yama, or the yamas. And the yamas are the rules of ethical behavior. There are 5 of them. And the 3rd one is called asteya. That means non-stealing. And Mr. Iyengar, in his book, Light on Yoga, talks about asteya. And he says, the desire to possess and enjoy what another has drives a person to do evil deeds. From this desire spring the urge to steal and the urge to covet. So there's the external stealing, of course, of actually taking something from someone else, a physical object, and stealing it. But then there's the internal stealing, the stealing from the self, stealing happiness, stealing joy. It's also really, jealousy is stealing your time, the time you spend worrying about what someone else has and what you lack is not a very good use of time. So in her book, Julia Cameron talks about fear, or talks about jealousy, and she says that jealousy is a mask or a cover-up for fear. Fear of not doing what we want, not getting what we want, fear of taking action in the direction of what we want. It paralyzes us. She also talks about jealousy as a stingy emotion, because jealousy it makes you think there's only room for one poet, one artist, one yoga teacher, when that's not true. There's many poets, artists, yoga teachers. The world is abundant and we need so many. So it gives you what she calls the tunnel vision into thinking that there's only room for one. So the antidote to jealousy is action. Julia says, in order to get over this, what you need to do is state, who are you jealous of? And then say why. Why are you jealous of that person? And really dig deep as to why you're jealous, and then take an action in the direction of getting what you want. So for example, if I'm jealous of my dog because he is so zen and he is so present and I'm not always like that and I want to be like that, I had to identify I'm jealous of my dog. Why? Because he's zen. I want to be zen. So what do? I can take some deep breaths. I can meditate. If I don't know how to meditate, I can learn to do something to bring me into that state, but I can take an action in the direction of what I want. And as I was reading Julia's pages on jealousy, I was thinking, jealousy really acts like a compass. If we go out for a walk in the woods and we think we know where we're going, and all of a sudden we get lost and we think, where am I? I don't even know where I am. You can pull out a compass and you can then find your direction. So with jealousy, sometimes, we don't even know what we want. Human emotions are really complicated. But if jealousy strikes, pay attention, because it might be pointing you in the direction of what you really want. So use jealousy as a compass and be unafraid to take the next step in what you really want.